We live in a world where friends and family are just a click away, where the boundaries of distance seem to dissolve with every message sent and every call received. Our devices promise us instant access to the people we care about, no matter where they are in the world. It feels as though we are never truly alone, surrounded by a digital web of constant company. Our phones buzz with constant notifications, messages, likes, comments, and reminders, each one a small signal that someone somewhere is reaching out. The steady stream of alerts can make us feel important, needed, and connected, as if our presence is always acknowledged in the digital world. Technology promises an end to isolation, offering a network of support in our pockets. With a simple tap, we can join group chats, share photos, or video call loved ones across continents. The convenience and immediacy of these interactions are undeniable, and for many, they provide comfort and reassurance in moments of need. Yet, paradoxically, many of us feel more alone than ever before, lonely even in a crowd, misunderstood despite being constantly connected. The more we rely on digital communication, the more we may notice a subtle emptiness, a sense that something essential is missing from our interactions. The very devices meant to bring us closer often leave us yearning for deeper, more meaningful connections. We may sit side by side with friends or family, yet find ourselves worlds apart, each absorbed in our own digital realities. The presence of a screen can create an invisible barrier, making genuine conversation and emotional intimacy harder to reach. This essay explores how being always on can make us feel always lonely, as digital interactions replace the richness of real conversations. The quick exchange of texts or emojis can never fully capture the warmth of a smile, the comfort of a hug, or the understanding that comes from truly listening to one another. Over time, we may find ourselves craving the depth and authenticity that only face-to-face moments can provide. We must ask, what are we losing when we substitute genuine presence with digital representation? Are we sacrificing the subtle cues, the shared silences, and the spontaneous laughter that make relationships truly meaningful? As we scroll through endless feeds, are we missing the chance to truly see and be seen by those around us? The goal is not to abandon technology, but to seek a more balanced, intentional way to connect, one that truly enriches our lives. By setting aside our devices and being fully present with one another, we can rediscover the joy of real connection, nurture deeper relationships, and remind ourselves of the irreplaceable value of human presence. Online interactions, likes, texts, emojis, are just sips of connection, quick, easy, and low risk. They give us fleeting validation but lack the depth of real face-to-face conversations. True connection happens in the messiness of real life, reading body language, sharing silence, being vulnerable. When we substitute digital sips for genuine conversation, we risk emotional malnutrition. Hundreds of online friends can't replace one person who truly listens. The illusion of connection masks a growing deficit in real companionship. We're surrounded by noise but starved for substance. No notification can satisfy the longing for true, meaningful conversation. Social media is a stage, and we're all performers, curating our happiest moments, editing out the struggles. We post the highlights, hide the hardships, and anxiously await validation from our audience. This pressure to perform pulls us away from authenticity, making vulnerability feel risky. Everyone appears flawless, so admitting to loneliness or failure feels like defeat. We keep up the performance, contributing to a collective illusion where everyone pretends to be fine. The result? Isolation behind polished masks, fragile bonds, and a sense that no one truly knows us. We're applauded for our performance, but left alone on an empty stage. True connection requires authenticity, not perfection. The more we perform, the lonelier we become. Social media feeds are endless highlight reels, vacations, promotions, perfect families, presented as if they're everyday life. We compare our unfiltered reality to these curated moments, feeling inadequate and left behind. This constant comparison breeds anxiety, envy, and low self-esteem. Instead of celebrating friends' successes, we see them as reminders of our own shortcomings. Social media turns friends into competitors in an unspoken contest for the best life. The more we scroll, the less satisfied we become with our own lives. Genuine friendship is built on support, not competition. The tool meant to connect us can quietly drive us apart. We're left isolated, measuring ourselves against illusions. FOMO, the fear of missing out, is a modern anxiety fueled by constant updates and shared experiences. Our phones show us everything we're not doing, making us feel excluded and inadequate. Even a quiet night at home can feel like a failure compared to others' adventures online. This anxiety drives us to compulsively check our devices, trapping us in a cycle of comparison and discontent. We document our lives not just for enjoyment, but to prove we're keeping up. The pressure to be visible online robs us of presence in our own lives. In chasing the illusion of participation, we miss out on real moments. FOMO keeps us connected, but never content. Empathy is learned face-to-face, through tone, expression, and presence. Digital communication strips away these cues, making it harder to truly understand and connect. Words on a screen can be misread, cries for help dismissed, and misunderstandings multiply. The distance of a screen can make cruelty easier and empathy harder. Without seeing the impact of our words, we risk forgetting there's a real person on the other side. Over time, we become less patient with real relationships, preferring the control and convenience of digital interaction. We risk losing the skills needed for deep, compassionate connection. Technology can inform, but it can't replace the human touch. A society skilled at communication, but lacking empathy is a lonely one. Smartphones have created the perpetually divided self, physically present but mentally elsewhere. We're half listening, half watching, never fully engaged with the people or moments in front of us. This divided attention erodes relationships, making others feel unimportant and unheard. Distraction has become the norm, undivided attention, a rarity. We settle for shallow presence, coexisting but not truly connecting. Our brains crave constant stimulation, sacrificing depth for breadth. We lose the ability to think deeply or savor a moment. In trying to be everywhere, we end up nowhere, living fragmented lives. True presence is the foundation of meaningful connection. In a hyper-connected world, solitude has become something we avoid, almost fear. We fill every quiet moment with digital noise, scrolling endlessly, checking notifications, and seeking constant connection. The idea of simply sitting with our own thoughts without distraction feels foreign, sometimes even uncomfortable. Yet, in our rush to stay connected, we risk losing something vital. We forget that being alone isn't the same as being lonely. Solitude is not a punishment, but a gift, an essential space for self-awareness, creativity, and growth. When we allow ourselves to be alone, we give our minds room to wander, to reflect, and to dream. It's in these quiet moments that we often discover who we truly are and what matters most to us. Without time alone, we lose touch with ourselves. We become anxious, restless, and increasingly dependent on external validation. Our sense of self can blur, shaped more by the opinions and expectations of others than by our own inner voice. The constant need for distraction leaves us feeling empty, even when surrounded by people or activity. We seek distraction instead of reflection, turning to our devices at the first sign of discomfort. The urge to check our phones or scroll through social media becomes automatic, a way to escape the awkwardness of being alone with our thoughts. But in doing so, we miss the opportunity to truly know ourselves. This dependence on constant stimulation makes us fragile, unable to find comfort within. We become uneasy in our own company, mistaking stillness for emptiness. But learning to be alone is a skill, one that can be cultivated with patience and intention. Healthy relationships require the ability to be alone. If we can't sit with ourselves, we risk using others as a distraction rather than truly connecting. We may find ourselves in company, yet still feel isolated because we haven't learned to be present with ourselves first. Solitude builds resilience and self-reliance. It teaches us to trust our instincts, to listen to our needs, and to find strength within. When we embrace time alone, we become more grounded, more confident, and better equipped to face life's challenges. Embracing solitude isn't about isolation or withdrawing from the world, it's about becoming whole, learning to enjoy our own company, to nurture our inner life, and to find peace in stillness. In solitude, we reconnect with ourselves, and that connection is the foundation for everything else. Only when we're comfortable alone can we truly connect with others. When we know ourselves, we bring authenticity and presence to our relationships. We can give and receive love more freely, without fear of losing ourselves in the process. Solitude is the foundation for authentic relationships. By learning to be alone, we become better friends, partners, and family members, capable of deeper connection, empathy, and understanding. In our fast-paced, hyper-connected world, technology is woven into nearly every moment of our lives. We don't need to abandon our devices entirely, but we do need to use them more consciously. The goal isn't to reject technology, but to find a healthier balance, one that allows us to be truly present with ourselves and those around us. It's about making small, intentional choices that help us reconnect with what matters most. One simple way to start is by creating device-free zones in your daily life. Try keeping phones and tablets away from the dinner table, so meals become a time for real conversation and connection. Make your bedroom a sanctuary for rest and intimacy, free from the constant buzz of notifications. Even your morning routine can be transformed. Enjoy your coffee or breakfast without reaching for your phone, and notice how much calmer you feel. Prioritize face-to-face interactions whenever possible. Instead of sending a quick text, pick up the phone and call a friend. Better yet, make plans to meet in person. These moments of genuine connection are far more meaningful than any message on a screen. When you're with others, put your device away and give them your full attention. You'll find that conversations become deeper and relationships grow stronger. Get involved in activities that naturally encourage presence. Join a club, volunteer in your community, or simply commit to spending quality time with loved ones. Devices out of sight. Play a board game, cook a meal together, or take a walk outdoors. These shared experiences foster connection and remind us of the joy found in real-world interactions. Practice mindfulness in your daily interactions. Give your full attention to the person in front of you, listen deeply, and be genuinely curious about their thoughts and feelings. Mindfulness isn't just about meditation, it's about being present in every moment, whether you're talking with a friend or simply sitting quietly with yourself. Retrain your mind for focus and presence. Set aside time each day to read, journal, or meditate without digital distractions. These practices help you build the mental muscles needed to resist the pull of constant notifications. Presence is a gift that costs nothing, but it means everything to you and to those you care about. Schedule regular time for solitude. Take a walk in nature, meditate by a window, or simply sit quietly and reflect without any screens nearby. These moments of stillness help you recharge, gain clarity, and reconnect with your inner self. Learn to be comfortable in your own company. Solitude isn't loneliness. It's an opportunity to build inner strength, self-awareness, and clarity. When you enjoy your own presence, you bring a deeper sense of calm and confidence to your relationships with others. By embracing both solitude and presence, we enrich our connections with others. We become more available, more compassionate, and more deeply engaged in the lives of those we love. Remember, small, intentional steps can transform how we relate to ourselves, to each other, and to the world around us. Every moment of presence is a step toward a richer, more connected life. We stand at a crossroads, surrounded by connection, yet starved for true companionship. The solution isn't to reject technology, but to use it with intention and respect for our human needs. Technology can't replace the warmth of an embrace or the comfort of a listening ear. We must choose where to place our attention on real conversations, real presence, and real relationships. Let's use devices to arrange meetings, not to be the meeting itself. The future of connection lies in our ability to be present, empathetic, and authentically human. The great project ahead is to find balance, integrating technology without letting it take over our lives. True connection begins when we put our phones down and look up at each other.